Hello, ladies. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to go over how you can build a six-figure online business without burnout. I'm going to be sharing with you what are the biggest things that I learned after I grew my business to multiple six figures. I've been in the coaching space for 6, 7 years, and some of the things that I'm going to tell you are really going to surprise you. They're things that a lot of entrepreneurs, and I don't hear a lot of business coaches talking about these three things that I'm going to share with you today, but they are absolutely crucial. One thing that I have seen as I grew my business to multiple six figures is that a lot of entrepreneurs, when they get started, there's a stat somewhere out there that says that 80 to 90% of entrepreneurs, I think after their first year, give up. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of entrepreneurs don't learn the foundation and they don't build their business in a strong foundation. My goal is to help you build a successful six-figure, multiple six-figure business and beyond, but you are going to actually be able to not only be successful and see quickly and easy results because you do have these three things that I'm going to share with you today, but also you're going to be set up for success so that even as you're scaling, even as you're growing, you don't actually hit burnout because you have a strong foundation. So number one that you need to work on if you want to be able to be successful online is you need to build a very strong character. And when I talk about this in my social media, what I have called building a very strong character is I have shared it as becoming the 1% version of you. If you know my story, in 2022, God told me, and this is connected to your business, God told me who my husband, like what type of man he was going to bring me. And when I realized that my husband was going to be a 1% man, I was like, oh man, I have a lot that I have to work on. I need to become a 1% woman so that I can actually attract my dream man. But here's what I learned in that process and me focusing on building exceptional character, being disciplined, my habits, the way that I talk to myself, my beliefs, the way that I dress, the way that I showed up in the world. I worked on every single aspect of myself to be a 1% woman. And when I did that, yes, I completely changed the men that I attracted into my life, but I began to grow my business exponentially 10 times easier than it had ever been. And this is when it hit me, okay? When you're an online business owner, what are you when you're an online business owner? When someone decides to buy from you, it's because they look at your character, they look at how you're showing up in the world. It doesn't matter if you're in the health space, in the fitness space, in confidence, relationships, they're going to look at you and say, do I want what she has? And if they do want what you have, which is the result that you're providing, the desire that your clients have, they're going to be so much more likely to actually want to join your programs and to buy from you. And a lot of people, what they don't see is that people are always thinking to themselves, why should I work with you? Why are you the one to help me? There's hundreds of business coaches, there are hundreds of fitness coaches, there are hundreds of everything. What people are actually looking for in a coach is they're looking for someone to be activated, someone that activates them because the way that the person is showing up is so powerful, is so high level that they know, and this is all subconscious, they know that by them getting in that person's container and learning how that person thinks, how that person acts, and also, the action and the information and making the transformation so much easier. But a lot of it, when someone is deciding if they want to work with you, is that they're really looking at your character. They're looking at how you're showing up on social media, how you're showing up in the world. And through that, they have a subconscious thoughts running in their head. Is that someone that I actually want to be like? Is that someone that I actually want to work with because I admire them? What happens when you work on building exceptional character like I did when I worked on becoming the 1% version of myself? And I am not joking when I say this. I was so extremely disciplined, and this is one of the foundational things that I work with all of my clients is I really help them build amazing character, because when you have amazing character and you have amazing habits and you're showing up for yourself, and here is the kicker, okay? I know that a lot of the women that follow me, you take care of yourself physically, you eat healthy foods, right? So I am not saying that you're someone that's watching this that you don't have healthy habits. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that you have to become the woman that when you look in the mirror, you are actually proud of the woman standing in that mirror. And that standard looks very different to everyone depending on the own standards that you have for your life. For example, someone might look at me and think, wow, I really admire Amber because she's built a successful business. Let's say they were thinking that a few years ago. But what they didn't know is that a few years ago, I was really neglecting myself and my health. Okay. There was a lot of areas in my life where I wasn't showing up as the true woman that I admire. So it doesn't matter what other people think about you, it's about what you think about you. And so when you're thinking about building exceptional character, you always want to think about what are the things that currently that I'm doing right now? What are the areas that I am losing self-respect every time that I'm doing it? For example, if you told yourself that you are going to be posting on Instagram every single day or 5 times per week, and every single day you are not keeping that promise to yourself, what is going on? Well, you don't actually have integrity going on with who you want to be and the promises that you're telling yourself of how you're going to show up in the world. So when you do that, I'm going to tell you what happens is that every time that you're doing those things, you break promises to yourself, and how you look at yourself decreases. Okay. So a lot of coaches, what they do is, let's just say that you're a fitness coach and you are really good at eating healthy, working out. A lot of women that I know, they're wanting to shift niches. Okay. So let's just say for you, you have a lot of healthy habits, but you're like, you know what? I don't want to focus on this thing anymore. Now I want to do this thing. So your desire, okay, of who the woman that you admire, she's not a ex-fitness coach. She's not teaching about dating, whatever the thing may be. The person that you admire, she's teaching about inner work. She's teaching about X thing, right? And so every single day that you keep posting about fitness, that you keep posting about X thing that you don't want to be anymore because you don't admire that thing, that's not your purpose. You know that that's not in alignment for you. You know that you are meant to do this thing. Or let's just say if you told yourself that you're going to be selling powerfully on social media, that you're going to be going live on YouTube. I don't know what that thing is for you. Whatever you think, whatever, if I were to tell you right now, and I would recommend for you to do that, write down a list and write down who is the woman that I admire and respect. If I could wave a wand for you right now, and you would be the woman of your dreams, emotionally, physically, spiritually, in your career, how you show up in the world, and the way that you dress, who is that woman? I want you to get very clear and write that down, because you want to see where is this disconnect? Where's the disconnect of who you want to be and who you are right now? If there is a really big disconnect between who that is, what's going to happen is that when you show up in your business, you are not going to show up with conviction. You're not going to show up as a leader. You're not going to be able to lead your clients powerfully. And so because we're all energy beings, people are going to feel that energy. They're going to feel your self-doubt. They're going to feel that, you're not truly confident in yourself. It's not that you're not amazing, because you are, right? You are amazing. You take care of your body. You do all of these things. So it's like, that's why a lot of people, they're like, they don't understand what is happening, because they're like, okay, I see this person and, they look very beautiful, like physically. It looks like they have great habits. It seems like they're killing it. But for some reason, I just don't feel like I really want to work with them, because they don't really feel that convicted in themselves. Okay. I just did an interview with one of my past clients, and she was saying that one of the biggest things I helped her with is build that conviction in herself. And what a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand, and it's taken me a lot of years to actually get it. I get it now, is that people buy from people that are convicted. People buy from people that are are so confident in themselves. They're so confident that their way is the way. And when you're so confident in yourself, truly confident, not just fake confidence, like I was saying earlier, but truly you really are so confident in how you're showing up in the world. You're so confident and you're actually showing up. You're doing things that scare you. You're doing the things that even you don't want to do, but you know that that's the next level thing that the next level version of you has to step into so that you can actually continue to be a woman of integrity and strength. When you're actually showing up as that woman and you're showing up with power, what happens is that people don't know what happens, but they're like, okay, I want to work with her. Like, she's activating me because you are showing up as this freaking powerhouse that they want to be activated. Okay. So people don't buy information, they buy solutions, they buy someone that is actually embodied in their work. I've had a lot of clients that tell me, Amber, I really wanted to work with you because I really struggle in that confidence piece and I want to be able to be a confident woman. And it's funny because in my last fitness coaching business, my whole brand was curvy and confident. And confidence has always been a really big part of my brand because when you don't have confidence, it's really hard to achieve any goal. When you're confident in yourself, you're going to be confident in selling and showing up powerfully. Everything in your life, every area of your life improves when you're confident and you show up with your power. But here's the thing is that confidence is earned. Confidence is earned when you continue to show up for yourself in the areas that you want to show up at. So again, going back to the other example, you cannot compare yourself to other people. Like, let's just say that you are someone that really does take care of their body and someone looks at you and they think that you're very confident because to them, you're the epitome of confidence. But to you, you're like, no, I have so much more potential. I know of what I can actually accomplish. And this has always been a thing for me is that I have very high standards for myself. And so growing up, a lot of people would really look up to me, but I always knew, no, I have so much more in me. Like, I'm just getting started. And so it's really important, again, for piece number one is that you have to become someone worth following. When you are become someone worth following with amazing character and you're showing up for yourself every single day, you are going to see how much easier it is for people to work with you and want to be in your energy because there's not a lot of people that are truly worth following. So if you want to be able to build a six-figure business without burnout, you have to actually set yourself up so that you're not working so hard to get just one client, because when you truly become an amazing, powerful, confident woman that's truly embodied and you just have amazing character, which what I call really being a feminine leader, what happens is that people are magnetized to you. They admire you, they respect you, and they want to pay you and actually work with you so that you can actually help them in their transformation. Number two is you have to create offers, automations, systems to give your clients amazing results. That I am able to get a client really amazing results by me talking to them. For my private coaching clients, I have 2 to 3 calls with them per month. And then my group coaching clients, I see them twice a month in a group, and I'm able to get them amazing results because I understand the client journey that my client is going through. And because I understand the journey, I know exactly what they need for exactly where they are in that moment, that I don't need to be on the phone with them. I can create resources, I can create different things, and you eventually over time you stack up all of the things so that people have all of the information that they need. And I truly believe that this is so much more valuable because instead of them spending all the time talking to you live, you can give them a lot of information of what they actually need. I especially like the strategy I love to give my clients the actual strategy that they actually need in a lot of module form if possible. And, I'm building this with this business. And in the coaching calls, yes, if needed, we can go over strategy. But a lot of the times when people learn strategy, there's blocks that come up, right? So, maybe there's a block that's coming up of how you're showing up online, of actually doing the things that you need to do, right? And so when that resistance is coming up, when fears are coming up. And so those are the things that if you, again, if you don't have that support helping you to actually do the inner work, what's going to happen is that you can have the strategy, but you won't be able to actually implement it properly because you're not doing the inner work that you need to actually remove the block. You have that block, remove the block, and now you're able to actually move forward. So with my clients, every 2 weeks, they're seeing insane results because I am not allowing any blocks to get in the way from the results. We see the block come up, we don't ignore it, we manage the block, we remove it, and they're able to continue to move forward. The first thing that you need to do before you even create amazing offers is that you need to have so much clarity of who is it that you want to help, how you're going to help them, the problems that they're having, the desires that they're having, the blocks that come up for them, so that when you actually understand your client so well and you're like, you know what? This is the client that I want to help right now. And I want to say that the ideal client that you want to help can change over time. I know for me, yes, my focus has been overall feminine embodiment and feminine energy the last 2 years. But when I first started, it was focused more towards relationships. And that's really where my whole social media started. And now I'm shifting more into really focusing on business coaching. And I'm going to tell you how this happens. Over time, as you're going through your journey, you will see that there's going to be different things that are going to really bother you and hurt you. And so if you're struggling to really pinpoint who is it that you want to help, a really good question that I tell my clients is I want you to ask yourself, what is one thing that really pains you, that hurts you, that makes you mad? Because everybody is going, if I were to ask that question to 5 different people, they're all going to tell me a different thing. And so the things that bother you, hurt you, really make you mad are usually the people that you are meant to serve and that you're meant to help. So for example, for me, when I first started, what made me really mad is it made me mad that a lot of women didn't see their worth. A lot of women didn't have standards, they didn't have boundaries, they didn't respect themselves. And because of that, they were getting in unhealthy relationships. But now that, I taught that for about a year and a half, I really feel like the consciousness has really changed. And a lot of women, do have standards, they have boundaries, they, are starting to really respect themselves. And so now what is really bothering me, I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs don't actually get the things that they actually need to be successful. And rather than, I feel like a lot of people just teach quick strategy. Oh yeah, post on Instagram, do this. But that actually is not building a really strong foundation for entrepreneurs to build their business to multiple six figures without burnout, enjoying their business, and not only build it to that point, but be able to sustain it. I think that's a lot of people that don't realize is like, you don't just actually get there, you have to actually sustain that. And so there's a lot of things that actually come into place. Like I was mentioning earlier, your character, your offers, your system, right? So there's a lot of things that go into actually building and maintaining a successful business without burnout and actually loving your business, being passionate about it. And so that's something that I'm stepping into now. I want to help entrepreneurs. I want to give them the tools that they can not only see fast results in their business, but that because of the things that I'm going to teach them right now, they're going to be able to take and continue to grow in their business. And I know that their foundation is going to be so strong that no matter what obstacle comes up in their business in 6 months, in 12 months, in 1 year, they're going to have the tools to persevere, to continue to grow, to continue to show up for themselves and continue to be consistent. You have the right tools, which is what I focus on helping my clients, which is the mindset, spiritual, having the actual systems, your character, your habits, right? So you are a physical, energetic, you're a spiritual being. And so it really doesn't make sense if you have a business for you to only be working on the strategy part of it when you have emotions, you have mind, you have a soul. So there's all these different aspects of you. We need to make sure that all of those parts are aligned so that you can actually show up powerfully in your business, show up authentically, show up in a way that is truly aligned, that you're actually making the legacy that you want. In 5, 10, 20 years, you can continue to be an entrepreneur. You can continue to evolve. Your business can continue to grow with you, and you actually having those tools to be successful. For me, when I'm thinking about the offers that I'm creating, I am thinking about my ideal client that I was before, where I was just focusing on strategy. I was struggling. I had anxiety. I had self-doubt. I mean, just so many things that I was struggling with the first few years in my business because I didn't have the right mindset tools. I didn't have a really close relationship with God. And again, when I say relationship with God, I don't mean that you just read the Bible. You have to actually know how to surrender to God, how to trust God, how to listen to Him, how to be obedient to Him. Okay. So there's all these different aspects of it that I didn't have when I started my business that has taken me 6, 7 years to get here, where now I have my business that is successful. I love, I enjoy it. It makes my soul so happy. I know that if I continue to grow and evolve, it's going to grow and evolve with me. And so for me, I want to help that to entrepreneurs to teach you how you can actually do that. And you have to be very detailed and think about what is the thing that right now bothers you? Who is it that you actually want to help? So once we actually have the clarity of who you actually want to help, which that's something that I help my clients with, actually getting super clear. You have to be very clear on your vision, okay? If you are not clear of where you're going, you're never going to get there. You want to go to, the mall, but you don't know how to get to the mall, you're not going to get to the mall, right? So we have to have a very clear vision so that we can actually create a clear map to actually make it true and actually for it to actually happen. And number 3 that is connected to number 2 is that once you get very clear on your vision, who you want to help, and it's truly someone that you're like, oh my gosh, like one thing that my mentors told me is, I want you to think of a problem that in 10 years you're like, I want to continue to show up, like this really matters to me. And even for me now, even though I'm not focusing on relationships, all of the things that I'm doing with my clients, like your character, all of the things that I'm working with my clients, they indirectly will help them with their relationship as well, right? And so I'm just not making that the focus, but it's still going to be an outcome, because something that does really matter to me is for my clients to be in healthy relationships, for us to have healthy households. Like that is so foundational to my values and what I believe in. Every day when I wake up, and I wake up, with drive, and I show up, even sometimes when I don't feel like it, and I work, long hours and I'm not burnt out, is because I am very passionate about who I'm helping, okay? I can feel my client's pain that, is struggling in their business. Maybe they're stuck in a 9 to 5, or, maybe they are an entrepreneur, but they're just struggling. They're not seeing results. And so I understand that client because I was there. And so for me, I want to help that client to not only make the impact that I know that they're meant to make, I want to help them to even build an even closer relationship with God, because when you do that, you will take your business to a whole other level, right? And also for them to be able to help all of the women that they're meant to help. Like I love seeing my clients when they tell me their vision of the women that they want to help. I'm like, Oh my gosh, like you are just so amazing. My clients have huge visions and dreams, and it's such an honor for me to be able to, because I'm helping them to grow their business, they're going to go out there and help thousands of women. So it's a ripple effect. So it's super important that you're very clear on who you're helping, because that's what allows you to show up even when you don't feel like it, even when maybe you're have a fear of being seen, or fear of rejection, or you don't feel like showing up. When you're very clear on who you're helping, and you know that that's the person that God is putting in your heart to serve and to help, you're going to show up and you're going to be consistent. So that's number three, is the consistency part, right? And so, for example, for me, I have been an entrepreneur, I'm going 6, 7 years. So for 6, 7 years, I have been consistently showing up, making offers, making content, helping my clients, getting them amazing results, continuing to study, continuing to evolve myself, continuing to build my character to be a great leader, right? So being an entrepreneur and being a leader, right? That's what being an entrepreneur is being a leader. You have to lead people where you want them to go. So for you, you're going to lead them to the transformation that they desire. So in order for you to lead people to where you're wanting them to go, you have to become a great leader. And it all starts with you leading yourself. So when you lead yourself, you have a lot of clarity on your offers. You're able to create amazing offers, able to actually be consistent because you love who you're helping. I love who I'm helping. It matters so much to me. And so I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop, just give it up and just go get a job because it's all that I can think about. Okay. Literally all that I can think about most of the time is how can I be better? How can I help my clients? How can I make the program even better for them to get them even better results? So when it's your purpose and it's something that you're meant to do, you're going to feel it in your soul. And that's why for me, I'm helping my clients build purpose-driven business, because when you're building a business that it's not really your purpose, what's going to happen is that when it gets hard, you will give up. You're not going to give it your all because you don't feel that fire within you. Okay. So when it's actually your purpose and it's actually the thing that you're meant to do, and you feel it in your soul, and maybe you already do feel it right now, but you have to keep that fire going. So I have a routine that I follow every single day to make sure that I get myself focused on my vision. I'm always thinking about my vision and where I'm going. If you forget about your vision, it's going to be hard for you to show up. So you always have to keep your vision in the front mind of why is it that you're even showing up? Why are you actually even doing this? Because again, being an entrepreneur is not always easy. And if you don't have a strong enough vision to actually keep showing up, even when it gets hard, you're going to give up. So you have to keep your vision every single day, reminding of yourself of why you're doing this, why this matters, who you're helping. And when you always have that vision in front of mind, you're going to keep that fire within you. To create this video that really laid it out for you as simple as I could. What does it take to build a six-figure online business without burnout? It would be these three things. You have to have exceptional character. You have to have amazing offers, be really clear on who you're helping, and you have to be really convicted. You have to show up powerfully and consistently show up. And consistently, you have to remind your clients why you are the one to help them. What are the solutions that you're going to provide for them? And so if you do this every single day, you're showing up, it is inevitable that you will build multiple six figures, and also be able to get to a 7-figure business and beyond. I hope this video was really helpful for you to really step into the woman that you need to become to actually build a successful online business. And this is why I say it is not just about strategy. You have to become the woman that can actually build a successful business. If you're ready to become the confident, purpose-driven woman that you're meant to be and grow your business to 6-figure and beyond, I would love to be able to support you. You can click the link in the description box box below to apply to work with me inside of my Esther Season group coaching program. And I would love to be able to guide you and support you so that we can actually make it happen. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, share it with a friend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.